Welcome to Rad, a daily reader for Reddit. Like and subscribe for daily Reddit videos. LPT, when your company sends you an anonymous survey, always assume it's not. I am in charge of a team at work, and every time the company sends a survey I emphasize the same point. I strongly believe that in a real survey there is no right and wrong. I'm talking surveys about how you feel regarding certain subjects. Yet as we all know, since we're in the internet right now, anonymity gives people a huge sense of security and disregard for potential consequences. So the idea of anonymity can make people see a survey as a blank slate event. Joke or throw insults around. Always assume any survey from your company is not anonymous. Keep it honest, but keep it respectful. Yeah, we were sent a survey and expressly told it was anonymous, so to please answer truthfully. I stated my boss was a bull in a china shop. Can get results but not particularly concerned about offending or upsetting in the process. After reading the general results to the group, he took me aside to address my comments. When back in session, I brought the lack of anonymity to the attention of our group and damn near started a riot. This is why the responses should go to a neutral party like someone in HR. And a summary of the information should be passed on to the bosses. I worked at a world-class hospital where the management had the horrible attitude of "we're XYZ hospital, we can do no wrong." There was a high turnover rate because the management was so terrible. But no one was ever honest about why they were leaving because they were afraid to burn bridges. I made sure to clearly document in my exit survey that I was leaving because of poor management. Assuming that the survey went directly to HR. Nope. Next day I got called into a meeting with all of the supervisors to try to guilt me into changing my responses because I was making them look bad. Edit. Adding this because ~50 over 100 people have already responded saying HR isn't neutral. I know, they're obviously not neutral in the sense of if there's a serious issue. Their priority is protecting the company over the employees. But in my experience, at least if there's an overall morale problem resulting in high turnover, HR will at least pretend to care because they're tired of having to constantly hire new employees. I know they're usually not going to do anything real, but at least it's not the people you're complaining about reading your complaint. Edit 2. Okay, I get it, HR is never neutral. Involve a third-party company. Edit 3. Third-party companies are contracted by your company, so also biased. We all might as well just give up and quit our jobs. The head of HR where I work sent the completed, anonymous surveys directly to our managers. Our teams consist of 4 to 5 people and we have to list our college education level as well as gender and age. This of course has resulted in a backlash and zero open communication. Similar, but we had to list which office we work in. There's only like 4 or 5 of us under one boss. Feedback are given to commanders, and they crack down on why such feedbacks were given. When your higher-ups start questioning you about your management capabilities, it doesn't take a smartass a long time to figure out which subordinate of yours complained. Especially when you've offloaded specific duties to each subordinate. Film G up annual anonymous feedback surveys in a passive-aggressive way to expose your boss wrongdoings while praising them, without giving too much details to play yourself, is a true art in the game of office politics. Just because it's anonymous does not mean that I can't easily infer who said what. Depending on the range of questions and answers and my knowledge of the team, what they do, what they like, don't like, and especially their written mannerisms, I could infer who answered a particular survey even if I have no data on who it was. If you were the only one with a problem with him acting like that and he knew that, it's quite obvious that respondent 46 is M. Mitchener. Edit. I'm not condoning what the manager did. Just saying that him WPR king it out doesn't emote WASNT anonymous. Yeah, but still, it's one thing to suspect or infer. But if you're going to take someone aside to discuss the comments, you should be 100% sure it was him. If you're in a group with like 10 people, the survey asks your gender, your age group, 20 to 30 or 30 to 40 or 40 to 50, along with the way you're right. Your manager can easily tell you who is behind the answers. LTP is right. Anonymous surveys are never anonymous. This right here, I did some analysis for my company on large-scale survey results and I could frequently tell who people were from just writing style. The survey might be company-wide, but results were parsed up by organization down to fairly low levels. If you communicate with your boss in writing, assume that they can pick your writing out of a lineup. I generally will only answer selector value type questions now. Never write anything in LPT. Just Google Translate what you wrote 3 to 10 times and back into English, and it will only barely resemble your actual writing style. Original. A bull in a china shop. Can get results but not particularly concerned about offending or upsetting in the process. Retranslated 6 times. You can get the results with cows in a Chinese store. However, they are not particularly interested in abuse or disruption. Haha, we had an anonymous survey company-wide and it was administered new software. Only HR was meant to see the actual responses. But I was the manager that discovered anyone could see everyone's entire responses with their names attached. At least, I was the manager who reported it. Who knows how many people accessed those responses before they were properly closed off. Woman shrugging. Developer here. We were tasked with writing a page on the intranet to be anonymously send suggestions or report issues to the CEO. Since it was on the intranet, you had to be logged into the network to access it. Guess what information they wanted included with the submission? My company does this every year. They pay another company to do the survey for them. Not sure why. I don't see them making any changes based on survey results. I give very few fricks about anything at work. So I feel completely fine expressing anything I'd like to on employee surveys. Out of the last 10 years, I've been randomly selected 8 times to talk to whatever executive was overseeing the survey about a week afterwards, generally still with a pretext of discussing general issues about my department. Not that I really care. I treat that survey like it's public information anyway, so I have no problem repeating myself while still being on the record. It's good that you know and are ready to stand by what you wrote. The shock comes when people write whatever they want and when asked about it they find out. Surprise Pikachu face, it was not anonymous after all. Never write anything you wouldn't want the world to read. Something to remember here on Reddit. How many comments would you leave if they were all attached to your real name? Just don't create any incriminating evidence against yourself, ever, for any reason. This is where my paranoia is really paying off. Thanks for watching Rad. Like and subscribe for daily Reddit videos. If you like these videos, check out Rad too.